Shalom, everyone. This is Outcast for Christ Ministries with another prophetic and Hebraic message given by Most High in heaven, Yahuwah, who is our Abba, our Father who is in heaven, the Father of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He has given me a message and a download regarding the year 2024. I would first like to point out, I would like to say that God is a God of dates, times, and seasons, and he has given the stars and the moon in the sky as a sign and a wonder to the children of Israel. The three magi saw the bright star shining in the east, and this is how they found baby Christ. If it had not been for that star, they wouldn't have known the meaning behind it. They were wise because they were astronomers. God gave them the knowledge to be able to decipher the message. With that being said, we are now going into the month of Capricorn. This is the 10th month, Tevet, ruled by the tribe of Dan. And it is also associated with the stone turquoise. Tevet is the 10th month, ruled by the tribe of Dan. And this is symbolized, it's also associated with the Capricorn season, going into the season of Capricorn. If you look here, Dan, Capricorn, and Tevet are all associated with the 10th month. This, what you are looking at, is the Hebrew calendar. It looks much like a clock because the cosmos can be used as a clock. The Grecians, the Aztecs, all manners of ancient people use the sundial as a clock. The cosmos is a clock, a compass. It can be used to receive messages, decipher messages. It's a blueprint of God. And this is very pivotal for the transitional season that we're going into. Not only is it a transitional season, but it's a transitional moment in your life. Everything that happens in the seasons naturally happens in your life supernaturally. We have come out of the fall into the winter. A lot of things have shriveled up and fallen off of your life, broken off of your life. And now we are pretty much in some people may be in a dry season, a stagnant season, or a quiet place, a still place, because God is still speaking to them, ministering to them about what needs to be done in their current situation so that they can get ready for their next situation. There's a cycle that is closing and the new cycle is beginning. The tribe of Dan in Hebrew means judge. The tribe of Dan is one of the 12 tribes of Israel. It's recognized as Beta Israel because King Solomon and Moses, who were both rulers over Israel, married Ethiopian wives. And because they married Ethiopian wives, Ethiopia was grafted in as Beta Israel. And this is why they will be the judges. The Bible reference, he and his descendants are said to be judges of their people because their people are the Israelites. But Moses and King Solomon were rulers, leaders over their people. And this tribe will be used to pretty much render out judgment. It has everything to do with the season, the dates and times that we're in. The last full moon occurred on the 26th. 2 plus 6 is 8. And it is the full moon that happened on the 26th is recognized as a cold moon. And you can also see that the number 10 is right next to it. I believe that is also connected to Tevet being the 10th month. God leaves his fingerprint everywhere. He leaves his blueprint everywhere. December the 26th, last full moon, recognized as the cold moon because it's about to be a cold winter for a lot of disobedient people who rejected God and didn't do what he said. As you can see here, like I said before, the last full moon was on the 26th. 2 plus 6 is 8. 8 is known as the infinity symbol, which is the symbol of God. A lot of people like to call it the universe, karma, but it's the boomerang effect. Whatever you sent out, you will be getting back. A lot of witches in the occult know this. Be careful of what practices and spells you do, because whatever you send out, you get back times 3. So that is currently the transition that we are in right now. Whatever you did last year in 2023, whatever seeds you sowed in 2023, you will be reaping those seeds in 2024. I would also like to point out that this 8 is it's the moon pattern. It looks like an 8, but it's the infinity symbol, the symbol of God, the boomerang effect. And it's also this is the same exact pattern that the moon goes into. This is the pattern of the moon. God has given the moon and the stars in the sky as a sign and a wonder unto Israel. So there are a lot of people who God was trying to bring out of the wilderness in their appointed time, his appointed time. He was trying to bring them out of the wilderness. They refused to come out of the wilderness. They were comfortable with going back into Egypt. They did not want to leave the old so that they can walk into the new promised land, the land that is flowing with milk and honey, the land of Jireh, to walk into the promised land so that they could have the blessings of Abraham poured out into their life, their inheritance, their birthright. And because they wanted to stay in Israel, they wanted to stay in the wilderness, or they wanted to stay in Egypt, God has pretty much closed the door on them in this season. They have run out of time. They're pretty much out of time at this point. Everyone has an appointed time. Everyone has a threshold and a window, and God's grace is sufficient, but his grace does run out. The scripture says, how long will grace abound? A lot of people take God for granted, but he is a God of times, dates, and seasons. A lot of people, like myself, light workers, star seeds, ministers, prophets, preachers, people who are doing good, doing the Lord's work, spreading light, spreading joy, spreading cheer, giving revelation, you will be receiving your blessings. And the witches and warlocks who were doing witchcraft on God's chosen people will, all of that witchcraft they were doing will boomerang back to them, probably threefold all year long, the whole entire year. Everything you did in 2023 will reflect in your life in 2024. Yesterday's date, December 31st, 2023. If you break down the 12/31 and the 23, if you look at it here, it breaks down into 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, because it's counting down. It's pretty much count down. It's already here. That window has closed, and we are now in the season of Capricorn, the 10th month on the Hebrew calendar, Tevet. God is not to be mocked, and do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And this is another sign here in the stars. It's all written in the stars, in the moon pattern, star patterns. The 3 magi were wise men because they were astronomers, astrologers that had the knowledge given by God to be able to decipher these messages. So with that being said, congratulations everyone that walked out of the wilderness on their own. You are now being ushered into the promised land, and those witches and warlocks and anyone who had ill intent towards anyone last year, you will now have to reap those same seeds that you sowed. Everything that you did will now be boomerang back to you in this year. So that's a quick prophetic message for everyone going into the year 2024. May everyone be blessed, trust in the Lord, and may everyone take heed to this message. Test the spirit by the spirit to see if it is of God. Those who have ears to hear shall hear. Shalom, everyone. God bless. This is Outcast for Christ Ministries with an important message from Father Yahuwah in heaven regarding 2024. God bless.